All right. Welcome to the second feature match for week one of New Capenna League here at the Arena Gauntlet League. We have Jeremy representing the Brokers playing against Ryan D, who's representing the Riveteers. So we have Jeremy with an
Which
opening
one are you
hand.
watching?
I'm looking at it from Jeremy's point of view. So
And I've got Ryan.
Jeremy had kept a hand without all three of his colors, but he drew his plains on turn 2, which now unlocks his whole hand. He has 2 islands in hand, and then cards that he can cast.
Nice. Got the hand with a lot of nice lands and spells. This nice socialite, an overseer, a boon of safety, and then just lands.
So this is just going to be a trade here, because it has to block.
Looks like we were trying to go for no blocks, but the game is not allowing it.
He must be blocked if able, and it is able to be blocked. Now he's just going to bring it back with this extraction specialist. So it locks down the decoy from entering combat until the extraction specialist has left, I believe. But I mean, it's still a favorable exchange, and now a favorable exchange for Ryan is casting the Inspiring Overseer.
We have drawn Ligrella, which I think is so interesting.
It's very good with the Overseer. I know when my opponent did that in a draft game, I was like, I don't want to kill that. They're going to get it. They're going to draw a card and have a 4/3 flyer. Like, no way. And they exiled my token, so it was just like, okay, I guess that thing is.
Oh, they had a token? Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah.
It was like I wasn't getting anything back, and they were getting an angel. So he's going to obviously offer his extraction specialist since he can't block the angel.
I doubt we're taking that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the texture of Ryan's hand, but he can't ignore a 3/2 lifelinker for too long, but for one turn.
Well, Ligrella and Boon of Safety, so either one can answer it, kind of.
All right.
And we just drew our own decoy.
Okay. Does he have lands here, Ryan?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Plenty of lands.
Okay.
Plenty of lands. 2 more forests and then a broker side out. I think he was debating whether to play the tap land or not, but...
I guess he's playing a 4-drop.
I bet this is Ligrella, leave up Boon of Safety.
That works too, yeah. So, Jeremy has a kill shot in hand, which he's obviously didn't cast. He's probably going to cast his exotic pets, or he could crack his parcel to get a land, so he could cast his Spara's Adjudicators. That's the Broker's common fixer card.
Yeah.
That can lock down a creature for a turn.
I bet he cracks the land. Now, do you exile your own angel here? I would.
Yeah, I would too. The value is too high. You know, if your opponent's at 2...
I think he's reading the card.
If your opponent is at 2, then you wouldn't, but at this rate, if the game's going to go long, which a lot of league games do as long as both players hit their land drops, I think it's correct.
Yep, he is doing it.
Yeah, it looks like he was just reading the card. He did mention before the chat he hadn't played a lot of this format yet, so... it's possible he has not come across that card yet, since it is an uncommon. But no, he made what I think would have been the correct play here, which is to exile his angel. So now it's really undesirable to get this 2/3 off the board for Jeremy.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, he would get his decoy back, but a 4/3 angel is going to draw a card. I mean... He's not really equipped to deal with that right now. So he decided to cast the exotic pets instead of getting his 5th land. I guess just valuing being able to get in for damage here.
And maybe just drawing the land naturally.
Yeah, he is just going to crack it here, and then he's going to leave up a kill shot, which probably won't come into play this turn. His draw for the turn was the Chaldea Strongarm. That's the 5-drop green card with Blitz that gives 2 counters. So putting that on a fish at some point could be very beneficial.
I'd say we block. Are we taking the trade, or are we Boon of Safety?
I mean, if I'm Ryan, I think I'm just letting this happen and getting a 4/3 angel to draw a card. But I guess he's...
I mean, we also might want the Scribe. We're a bit flooded in hand.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and that's a land, so I assume that is going bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, like, the Ligrella dying is already, like... it's fine. This is also good, too. You just eat the 3/2 lifelink for 1 mana. Nothing wrong with that. Both of those things are good. This does leave the Ligrella vulnerable to a kill shot, but like I said, it's not that great for Jeremy if the Ligrella dies.
Drew a land anyway, so all we've got is lands and the decoy. Although if he had done the trade, they get their creatures back, and just on board, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the decisions are a lot different for Ryan if all he has are lands, right? If he has a bunch of spells,
Yeah.
you know, he could deal with a bigger board on Jeremy's side.
Yeah.
Looks like he's just going to go for the kill shot here. He's going to take his lumps, get his decoy back, and he doesn't have an immediate answer to this. What's going to be a 4/3 angel? He has the adjudicators.
Yeah, he does. The decoy. The decoy has to be blocked.
Oh,
so if he attacks with the decoy, the angel has to block. Of course, we have our own decoy, so we're going to block with that. But if we didn't have another creature there...
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, he's going to play the adjudicators, assuming we lock down the decoy, so that now the angel's forced to die.
Yeah, no, so, exactly.
That's good. And then the decoy doesn't. And then decoy does not have an attack back into a 4/4. So Jeremy found his way through a tricky situation with the Magrella there, which then got protected. But he worked his way through.
We drew a land off the angel, and we drew this guy for turn.
Well, at least digs him a card.
Oh, and another land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play. No. Yeah. Come on, play that. Just thin your deck.
This is like
thin your deck.
This is like Cody Race in game 1 of the first feature match, where it seemed like he was just he drew like 6 lands or something, or 5 out of 6 turns drew a land. So Jeremy's going to cast his. He drew a Gathering Throng for turn, which is not. I think he's just going to cast his Strong Arm. I think he's just deciding what he's going to do with it. I figure he's just going to put the counters on the fish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And attack with all.
Right now, I mean, like he might need to double block the 4/4. I don't
know. Taking 8 is a lot. Depends what he has back in hand, right?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we're on all lands, and we just drew a land, so I think we're just giving up.
Yeah, this game is going to
crack it at least. Quick. Yeah, that's about it.
So he could cycle the land.
Play a 2-drop,
sack the land, and have 2 mana back for possibly.
Oh, it's another land.
Oh boy, yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, now another copy of the Adjudicators is just going to make things even worse for Ryan. Yeah, so
I think we'll see the concession in a second.
Yeah, unless he has like a depopulate in his deck that he can top deck to clear the board. Don't know what else gets him out of this.
It's a non-land, but I don't think a quick draw dagger does it.
No, you're gonna need a whole box full of daggers, I think, for that board.
I think you're gonna need creatures to wield them.
Yeah.
Particularly creatures that can hit fish, which it's hard to do apparently.
Yeah, so Jeremy's got quite the powerful top end for his deck here. I'm looking at his sideboard. He has a Workshop War Chief, which is the Rhino sort of Thrag Tusk variant, and he has 2 copies of the Soul of Emancipation, which is the card that can turn things into angels.
Interesting. Top end over here is a little lighter. We've got 2 6-drops, 4 5-drops, 1 4-drop, but everything else is 2 or 3 in 1.
Oh, well, Jeremy actually drew all of his other 5-drops that game, which were the 2 Adjudicators and the Strong Arm. He's figuring out if he wants to side in some number of blue cards. Blue seems to be his lightest color.
Got it.
He's deciding he's like dragging a Make Disappear.
Blue is also the lightest color for us. 2 Lagrellas is nice though.
Yeah.
We're staring at what happened on the board.
Yeah. Jeremy's mostly a green-white deck. He has a couple Disdainful Strokes, couple of other blue interactive cards, and then some gold cards, as to be expected in this format.
Looks like we're putting in a Slip Out the Back for a forest.
Okay, Slip Out the Back, which is the phasing out.
And a counter,
card. Yeah. That card's a little tricky because like your card that puts a counter on something, it's like you can often use that to win combat, but it can't because it phases out. So it's kind of like a split card where like only one of the things is relevant, but it's a little weird how it works out. Like putting a counter on something is usually you do it in combat, but
I
it
kind of
doesn't actually
consider it
affect
to be more like one of those flicker effects. Exile target creature comes back with a +1/+1 counter, except you
Yeah,
don't get your ETBs, so it's cheaper.
yeah, it's
So you save it from a kill spell, and it'll come back stronger.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's not
You can also
really.
use it as a fog on a
Um,
big creature.
he's slided in a broker's initiative, which is the 1 mana 0/4. Maybe just because he saw so many small creatures, and he sided out a kill shot. I guess he just said I'd rather have a little blocker there for the early game than a kill shot. Um,
I
I guess he
guess.
didn't see any like really standout
Well,
targets.
kill shot becomes a lot worse against shield tokens, and he
Yeah,
saw a boon of safety.
yeah, and
And
just
just being on brokers in general means that shield counters are going to be around.
yeah.
Looks
So
like we threw one back.
Jeremy's kept a two lander here with just a no blue, but he does need to draw some lands in order to cast the spells. He did draw that the Broker's Initiate, the 0/4 cat. Um,
Hmm.
once he
We
draws
threw
his
back
lands,
a
he'll be able to cast
two-lander and
things.
kept a two-lander.
Well, yeah, on a
But
mulligan, your options
this
are
one could be pretty fast, actually.
okay.
Because we've got the Virtuoso and the Slip Out the Back, which means that we could have a 3/3 double strike going next
Well,
turn.
that's a little combo. So Jeremy's going to play his backup agent this turn. Probably putting the counter on the cat just to have a better blocker. Yeah, makes sense. So Jeremy's got 3/3 drops in hand. He does need a land to cast them, but if he draws a land, he'll be able to cast his Jewel Thief, which will then give him
Yeah.
more mana for more options. Um, let's see what happens this turn. Let's see if he goes for that Illuminator Virtuoso. I'm hearing like people are posting screenshots and things about it, like one-shotting people in draft with various tricks.
Yeah, I mean, in a practice match against Damien, I dealt him 12 on turn 3.
Yeah, I know. With Antagonize, it can get
Yeah.
pretty beefy, but Ryan's not playing those colors. But even with other pump spells, like there's a green spell that could give it potentially +4/+4.
+4, yeah.
So Jeremy drew his land here, so he'll be able to play out his cards. Likely starting with a Jewel Thief.
We've got the War Chief, if we can get to one more mana, including our treasure, which
The
could be
the
very
Rhino,
nice.
right? The rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jeremy also has one of those in his deck. Yeah, that card is
Yeah, we've got
just one of the best cards in the set. Unbelievably strong.
Witness Protection, which I'm going to suspect might go on this Jewel Thief. Oh, we just drew the Chrome Cat, so maybe we're just going to trade for the Thief and scry one here.
Yeah, good scribe.
Yeah.
Um.
Buy your Silence. I'm getting that goes to the bottom.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just looking for a land, I guess.
Yeah.
Makes sense, as is Jeremy, but he's drawing his lands, so he's drawn a plains. So let's see what he decides to do with his turn here. His main choices are between Celebrity Fencer, the 3/2 with Alliance. He has the Shovel, the Ceremonial Groundbreaker, and he has a Warm Welcome. So we'll see what Jeremy decides. If he wants to use the most mana, he'll just cast his 4-drop here, the Fencer, which is what he's deciding on, and unlikely to attack here. So what are Ryan's choices for this turn?
Uh, Echo Inspector or
Okay.
Witness Protection, but that takes out the treasure.
Well,
Witness Protection can kind of knock something down. We've got Slip Out the Back still.
yeah.
Maybe we just want to connive.
Don't think
Or are we just
anything's
getting...
worthy of getting Witness Protection on this board.
Not really.
I could see him just casting the Echo Inspector to connive. Even it does use his treasure, but I mean, he needs to. It's more important to dig for lands than to conserve a treasure.
Looks like we're equipping and
Okay.
getting in for 2, and then next turn getting in for like a lot more because
Yeah,
you Slip Out the Back on your turn.
this could potentially spiral, I suppose. Jeremy doesn't. I mean, he has
Oh,
the Soul of Emancipation, which costs 7 mana, which he could potentially target the 1/1, but if he has to slip out the back, then it's not going to work. Okay, he does
looks like we
decide to
are
do.
just... Yeah. I guess that means we're not going to Slip Out the Back? I don't we
Well,
waste the
I
treasure for that.
don't think he needs to yet. It's not
No,
like he's not in
no,
danger of dying to damage quite yet. So
no.
Ryan, he's not rushed into trying
But
to
it
win
would
one
make it a
shot.
3-turn clock.
Yeah, so looks like Jeremy's going to
Six,
play
six,
his
six.
shovel here and probably equip it to the assume the jewel thief. Could start attacking for
Hey,
5. I mean, it's the trample's redundant, so he might just equip it. Okay, so he's taking advantage of the fact that his creature became a citizen, which we actually saw
yeah,
in a it wasn't on it wasn't a feature match, but we actually saw this in another match where a witness protection actually created a situation where it was advantageous that their creature was turned into a citizen.
yeah.
This is the second time we've seen that today, so maybe a little knock against the witness protection there. Yeah,
Yeah.
in an
Never
earlier
know.
match that wasn't a feature match, we saw Darling of the Masses come down to pump the 1/1. And now we're seeing it making it cheaper to equip the shovel
Okay, here's the land, so we can get the war chief down now,
at the cost of your
or we
treasure.
can echo
Could be worth it.
inspector without using the treasure.
I imagine he doesn't want to use his treasure if he doesn't have to.
That's fair.
I mean, this broker's initiate could deal a lot of damage.
I mean,
Could
8.
become a 7 power or 8 power, right?
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it gets a base of 4, right?
It'll be a 5/5
Or five
that
five,
will get
and then
a
the counter, and then
plus.
+2. So
So
yeah,
it'll be a
8.
5/5 with a +3 +2
Yeah.
on it.
Looks like
Uh,
we're just bringing the rhino.
he's just gonna gain some life here and get a bit more of a stable board. Makes sense. The Echo Inspector's a little small on this board. Might as well just
Yeah.
get a big creature, gain the life, and
Of course, that is just chumping the broker's initiative.
okay. So Jeremy is gonna cast. Well, he has a warm welcome, which he's probably gonna cast at some point before his next turn, and he drew a disdainful stroke, which would use his treasure and make it more difficult for him to cast his Soul of Emancipation, that big 7 drop. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have to pump it here. He could just let the 3 happen. Then he could move the shovel back to the other creature. So he's going to warm welcome here. It looks like he's going to pick up his. He could either pick up his Gathering Throng, which he has 3 of, to
Oh,
start that
that's
chain.
nice.
Yeah, that's
That
what he's
looks like
decided
that's
to
a
do.
choice.
So he's just going to re-equip the shovel here to one of his citizens, and then he's going to leave open the Disdainful Stroke for any unpleasant card on the other side.
Yeah. We drew hold for ransom, which
Okay.
might just be the play then.
I mean, what? I guess he's holding for ransom the initiate,
Yeah.
just because with the shovel on it, it is pretty scary, that activation.
And that way you can also slip out the back, which, if we had done that a bit, like, this Virtuoso keeps getting in.
I mean,
Had a
yeah,
counter or two,
there's
it
a
could be
constant.
terrifying.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, 2 counters potentially.
Yeah. Looks like we might be doing the Echo Inspector, though, which is not going to work out well, probably.
Um,
Because I'm guessing that eats the Disdainful.
I mean, Jeremy does have the Soul of Emancipation in hand, which he needs the treasure to cast right now. So I could
No?
see him
So I
just
guess
leave
not.
it. Yeah, because if he
Uh,
casts a Disdainful Stroke, it's going to be at least 2
oh.
turns before he can cast a 7 drop, and he would still need a blue source. So he'd need
We
to draw
drew
2 lands, one of them being a blue source.
the green Blitz creature that puts counters on things, and it looks like he's considering discarding it, and
Yeah,
I so hope we don't. No, don't discard that. Come on, that is
the
2
Strongman.
counters on your beautiful Virtuoso. You can Blitz that already.
Yeah, I think his path to victory is the Virtuoso here. If
Yeah. The discard choice is hard, though, because it's the slip out the back, which is like saving a dude and pumping it. The hold for ransom, which is the removal, or the green pump guy.
I mean, based on this board, it would probably be the slip out the back, I think, to discard.
Looks like it's the
Consider
hold for
hold for
ransom.
ransom. I mean, The best creature on the other side is the Initiate, but that's only if you pump a bunch of mana into it.
Yeah.
So no really great attacks here for Jeremy. I guess he could equip back to the Initiate to make it a 3/6.
But then he can't threaten activation
Yeah,
also.
he drew the card that he sided in the Make Disappear,
Mm.
which
Yeah,
also
it
he
just
needs
like
his treasure
if
to
they
cast.
slip out the black Capenna Forest, I think we'd have been in a much better situation. This war chief would have been down a lot earlier.
Yeah, well, I don't think either one of these players is either really far ahead or really far behind. It's it's
No.
it's it's pretty close right now. Just Jeremy's draws have been a little limiting here, like drawing his other blue counterspell when his only source of blue is the single treasure.
Yeah.
Looks like he is thinking about just equipping to the cat and attacking, and then probably playing Gathering Throng post combat and getting that going. Yeah, just flooding the board here might be pretty good. Because once he can cast his Soul Emancipation, he can just turn his his 1/1s into angels and have a 5/7.
Which one's the Soul of Emancipation?
So it's 4 green, white, blue. It's a 5/7. When it comes in, you could destroy up to 3
Oh
non-land
yeah.
permanents, and the control of those permanents gets an angel. So if you hit your opponent's stuff, it's got to be whatever you're killing needs to be better than a 3/3 flyer. And then on your side, you
Yeah.
could just throw away your treasures, your 1/1s, whatever extraneous
Yep. Yep.
resources you have lying around on the board. Yeah, so that's why he's hesitant to counter something and use his only blue source here, because that card will
Oh,
be pretty impactful.
looks like we're trying for the trade.
Yeah, I mean, if the War Sheep dies, he gets a 4/4, so
Yeah.
it's not a great victory, and he's lost his only really like impactful creature, Jeremy. Like this cat is kind of like his best thing going. So he is gonna pump it here to kill both. His creature does die though, and his treasure's gone.
Yeah.
So this
And now we get to blitz
and he's just
in,
got
or we drew an overseer, so we could overseer,
he's
but I
just got
think we're
three
just
one
blitzing
ones
in now that you're
behind.
tapped out.
This is going to be a difficult one for Jeremy here.
Yeah.
He spent his treasure and he got rid of his best creature. And he has
Yeah.
3/1/1s behind. This is yeah.
Not great. Yeah.
Yeah, because that trade didn't work out great because a 4/4 got left behind. So he killed both things, but it left him with only 1/1s. And opponent had a 4/4. And
Ooh, and there's La Grella.
now this Virtuoso is just he's just
Lethal.
dead to the Virtuoso. He doesn't have anything that can interact with it on board or in hand.
Okay.
So he's just dead. He has the Soul of Emancipation, but he can't cast it because he spent his treasure. He did draw Forest this turn, so if he had his treasure, he could have killed it. But here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's using, especially not just like trading, but he's using his treasure to do that trade when all that trade did was just get the 3/4 flyer off the board.
Doesn't seem great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's bringing his kill shot back in after seeing the Virtuoso and the Make Disappear right back out where it started. Yeah, he's after seeing the Virtuoso. Imagine if he had kill shot that game instead of that card he couldn't cast. Virtuoso would have been dead. So
Yeah.
yeah, probably not super pleased with himself about the choice of sideboarding and how it played out.
Although maybe not. I think a lot of the time it was attacking. He had phase up out to slip out the back. So
the last couple turns he didn't, but either way, like because he cast the strong arm that last turn.
well, yeah. After his opponent tapped out,
Exactly.
I don't think he goes with a strong arm unless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the signing in the 0/4 seemed. I mean, it was pretty good that game. It looks like he's thinking about taking it right back out, but I guess he figures on the play. He signed in the Social Climber, which is the 3/2 that gains a life whenever you have a creature come in. So I guess he figured that is going to be better than an 0/4 on the play. Maybe he feels like he's going to be less defensive because the 0/4 is good when you're trying to defend yourself.
Yeah.
So Jeremy's got a one-lander with an ominous parcel, so it looks like he's going to send this one back, and he's going to settle for this
2 lands, Broker's
Four-lander.
Hideout, Plains, Jewel Thief. I think he's thinking about it, especially since we're on the draw. I think I could keep it.
Yeah,
We kept it.
Jeremy's going to keep his 6 here, putting back, I assume, a land. So he has the Strong Arm, the 5-drop. Rumor Gatherer, which is the 2/1 that you get to scry whenever a creature comes in, or draw a card if it's the second creature that came in. And he has a dagger, the quick draw dagger. So interesting that he started with the Plains over his tap land. I guess he's not sure what he wants to get with his Obscura Storefront. He's going to wait and see what he draws. Yeah, makes sense. So he actually drew a Plains this turn, which guarantees that he could cast his Rumor Gatherer and get his island here. So holding off was actually pretty shrewd.
We haven't found our 3rd land yet, so I feel like we're getting nervous. We do have a Hold for Ransom we can cast.
Yeah, so here comes the Rumor Gatherer.
Oof, we drew our own Rumor Gatherer, but it looks like we're going to discard the hand size unless we
land.
hold yours for ransom. And it looks like we're just going to hold yours for ransom.
Yeah, I just
so
have to. Yeah, you just have to cast your spell there. But I mean, you still get the static effect, so like he's still going to get to scry and potentially draw if he finds things that make multiple creatures. So here's the Jewel Thief that he just drew for the turn. Otherwise, he wouldn't have. Otherwise, his only other play would have been to play a dagger or dash the Strong Arm. So the Jewel Thief was a very good draw.
All right, there's a land. There we go. That's what
we got.
We got our own Jewel Thief back.
Okay. The Jewel Thief might just get got here by a dagger, or he could just play the Strong Arm to make the Jewel Thief very large. I assume he's just going to develop his board here, play the Strong Arm.
Yeah.
And enlarge the Thief. And now scry as well. So he finds a Plains, which he is promptly putting to the bottom. So in hand he has the dagger and a kill shot. Okay. So he's looking for more action here, but definitely has the onboard advantage against his opponent who's struggling with lands.
Oof. Well, we can cast Boon of Safety without the treasure, and that's it. With the treasure, we could do Rumor Gatherer of our own, Echo Inspector, Ligrella, or Slip Out the Back.
Well, I imagine if you were going to use the treasure, you'd have to use it on the Echo Inspector to try and dig.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see any other way to go about it.
He is seeing another way to do it. He's going with Ligrella, which would be the other option. You just eat their Jewel Thief.
Just get that off the board.
Yeah, I don't think I eat my own Jewel Thief here. No,
no, that's a little too risky there.
And you can start getting in. I mean, I guess this isn't bad because your opponent is down to 2 cards.
Yeah. No, this is another choice. I guess getting the 5/5 off the board is more important to him than digging for the land.
Unfortunately, though, now he needs.
He needs if you're not alive, it doesn't matter if you drew your lands or not. So he's just going to leave back his kill shot.
Blue source. Perfect.
So he has a kill shot and the dagger like before, so he's just going to leave up the option to do one of those things.
I don't think that's going to work well for him.
I guess, well, he could
We've
try
got both Boon of Safety and Slip Out the Back.
Well, he won't lose his creature. Jeremy won't lose his creature. No. He just won't eat Ryan's if Ryan chooses to cast one of his instants. Yeah. So it's not going too wrong. And plus dagger sticks around anyway, so
yeah.
Overall,
but I'm pretty sure we just slip the Jewel Thief out the back, have a 4/4.
Yeah.
For next time.
Now he has a kill shot, which I guess is going to get Boon of Safety. So Jeremy's going to be empty-handed now. So he's going to fight over this, and it doesn't look like he's going to win the fight.
And we're very happy with this because we love this scry. Attendant Socialite. I think we got to bottom that.
Yeah, and Ryan has 4 cards behind, and Jeremy has, empty-handed right now with just a 3/4 and drawing another land. Not good. I suppose he can crack his hold for ransom here, but it doesn't do
Doesn't get past Ligrella, yeah.
Yeah. And it gives Ryan an extra card, so it might just be more advantageous for him to hold his land for
this is just clearly Echo Inspector.
Yeah, basically Ryan's just going to be able to deploy all of his things.
Yeah,
Jeremy's going to
I
just
agree
have
with
to
not attacking with Ligrella there.
hope to draw lands. Yeah, Echo Inspector. Yeah, Jerry's at the mercy of the top of his deck here, basically.
I'm betting we discard Buyer Silence. We've got Rumor Gatherer. That works also.
Yeah, he doesn't have the white source.
I guess
and he's
that's
like,
double
he's
white.
just,
Yeah.
He's ahead here. He doesn't need a 2/1 for 3. Another
The
land.
scrying most
Another
turns
land here for Jeremy, so we're just getting a flood out here.
Backup agent. So we've got Gilded Pinions also. So I bet that's what we're doing, unless we're just playing it and giving
Backup
something
agent,
flying
putting the
immediately.
counter, I assume, on the Jewel Thief, because that's trample.
Yeah.
Could have also put it on the flyer, I suppose, but this makes it even more difficult to block on the ground.
Yeah.
And now casting his pinions and passing, and representing...
Very much lethal.
Yeah. So Jeremy drew an Exotic Pets, which isn't going to help against the trampling Jewel Thief. He's casting it now. He does get to draw a card, so maybe he could find something. So put another land to the bottom and draws the Extraction Specialist. That's the rare that reanimates a 2-cost creature. He has no creatures in his graveyard, but it's still a 3/2 lifelink.
Yeah.
So he's going to put that in play, and
I don't think that's gonna.
no, because there's 8 flying coming in, right?
Yeah.
The 8 flying is looks like more than enough.
Unless we don't know how to equip, but
yeah, unless Ryan mistakenly
like...
unless he mistakenly attacks a ground creature into the lifelinker, pinions on the 5/5 will seal this game. So Jeremy's scrying here, deciding whether he wants to keep a warm welcome or not.
Yeah.
I mean, unlikely that he survives to his next draw step, but we will see if Ryan sees
from
sees
Ryan's
the
perspective, the only card I'm really scared of is Prize Fight. Because that lets you fight with the lifelinker, but even that doesn't do too much.
Yeah,
no.
The flooding was just too much here.
Yep.
And also just get trying to win the war there with the kill shot and not getting that creature off the board was quite harmful. All right, so thank you to both players, and we'll be back in a little bit for the last feature match of the day.